Imagine a company. It's one that looks to acquire and refurbish luxury goods. What's unique about this company is that it looks to acquire one-of-a-kind, bespoke items that are valued in the millions of dollars. This isn't a high-volume business, but one where the company looks to acquire a handful of items and meticulously work and refurbish them over the course of years before looking to resell them. This company requires a custom, state-of-the-art facility to work on these products and employs a small but highly skilled workforce, ranging from artisans that are experts in the refurbishment process with expertise in plastics and fabrics and electronics, a logistics team that manages the receipt and shipping of these products in and out of the facility, an appraisal team that works on the resale value of these products. The lead time to bring in any of these luxury goods is significant. It may take 6 to 12 months to negotiate the purchase and actual receipt of these items before they could begin to be refurbished. In the weeks leading up to any of these items coming in, all of the departments of this company have to work together to coordinate the receipt of these items. There's not a lot of technology that's used to manage the operations of this company, so each department is sending around emails, picking up the phone, and tracking all their processes within Excel. In the last couple weeks in particular, there's a flurry of activity across these departments. It's not unusual for there to be dozens of versions of the same exact spreadsheet just to track who is doing what as the coordination of these items are coming in. And this is how the company operates. Every product that comes in, the same manual processes, the same scramble amongst all the different departments. After a 10-year period, the facility has reached the end of its useful life, and this company looks to raise money to build a bigger facility to refurbish more products. Prospective investors ask, is this business really scalable? Is there any opportunity to introduce automation into the operations of this company? And in the middle of the sentence, the executives of this company say, sorry, you don't understand. What we do is complicated. Now, this sounds very familiar for a completely different industry. The private equity industry has the same set of challenges and same set of manual processes. Instead of raising money for a new facility, private equity firms are raising money for an investment fund. Instead of looking to acquire and refurbish luxury goods, they're looking to invest in underlying companies that they can refurbish. They're looking to take out costs, help these companies build and launch new products, or enter a new jurisdiction. These funds have a useful life of 7 to 10 years, and after that same period, the private equity firms are looking to raise money to launch another fund instead of a facility itself. Oftentimes, prospective investors are asking similar questions about the scalability of these private equity firms. They notice the same amount of highly skilled workers relying heavily on Excel schedules and sending emails and coordinating over the phone. Investors ask that question, is there any opportunity to introduce automation into these processes? And you have a similar response from a lot of executives in the private equity space. Sorry, you don't understand. What we do is very complicated. At PwC, we've seen the private equity industry grow significantly over the last 10 years. Fundraising for the private markets funds has grown on average 20% for each of the last 10 years. The industry at large represents over $10 trillion of assets under management. Despite this, many private equity firms operate very similarly to the company that I described, a relatively small workforce of highly skilled resources, investment teams, finance resources, legal, and compliance, and are completely reliant on manual processes to coordinate millions of dollars worth of goods, in this case, underlying portfolio companies. Some of the leaders in this space have begun just investing in digital transformation to drive a significant amount of efficiency in this space. Leaders in particular have focused on large enterprise capabilities and things like workflow and document processing, AI, and machine learning. Appian's been one of the tools that's been most successful in this space, driving value in a range of processes, from raising new funds to onboarding investors and to helping close deals. With that, I would like to introduce Crystal Da Silva Boyce from Neuberger Berman to talk about their journey with Appian in private equity.
Good morning. Neuberger Berman is a global private investment manager. While 2/3 of our business operates primarily in the public markets, think buying and selling Appian stock, 1/3 of our business is focused on alternatives in the private markets. Think investing in private equity, hedge funds, private credit, real estate, and other specialty products. Similar to what Chris just described to all of you, Neuberger Berman's private markets group has about 10 unique investment strategies, all complicated with its own set of nuances. Each of those strategies had its own investment team, finance team, legal, compliance, operations, its own set of tools and applications and processes. Each had to be treated differently because it was complicated and no one could understand it. In 2019, when we realized just how much our business was growing and that we needed to provide our investors with the quality of service we always have, we decided to embark on a data and automation journey with PwC as our partner. We had processes and people and different technologies and applications in place, but what we didn't have was the glue that we needed to bring everything together. Appian was that glue. Since we've had a relationship with Appian and partnered with PwC, we've launched 2 Appian applications. Our first Appian application, App 1, as we so lovingly call it, is focused around our deal closing workflow. App 1 has enabled our various teams within private markets to take a deal from the time it's just an idea and it's being tracked in our deal pipeline and monitoring tools, all the way through when it's going through various legal negotiations, risk and compliance checks, being funded by our finance team, having legal documents signed by our outside counsel, all the way through when we're capturing final data in our data warehouse. Our second Appian application, which we've rolled out in a series of 4 releases from August 2021 through the end of January 2022, is focused on launching new funds and getting investors onboarded into those funds. What Appian has really done for us as an organization, I mentioned all those different teams and processes and technologies that were involved. It's really provided us with collaboration. It's unified our different teams within the organization that we need in order to close these deals, launch these funds, and onboard these investors. It's also helped us to de-risk our key business processes. These transactions that we're involved in are hundreds of millions of dollars. As you can imagine, there's a lot of risk involved, a lot of checks that need to be performed. Appian has enabled us to ensure that every T is crossed and every I is dotted. Appian has also increased accountability across our entire organization. Not only do senior leaders now have greater transparency into what their teams are doing and when, but our colleagues now know who has the ball in their court and who's up next. It's allowing us to ensure that we're closing our deals in a timely manner, getting documents to our investors consistently and timely and efficiently. Appian has also provided us with the foundation to be able to capture data consistently across all of our core processes. Appian allows us to get the same information for every single one of our deals, investors, and funds. We've only been on this Appian journey for about 18 months. And I would not say we're an expert by any means, but I do think we've been very successful in the rollouts of both of our applications for a wide range of reasons. The first one is we've taken the time to focus on the fact that Appian isn't just a technology platform. Appian provides us with the opportunity to get the right people in the right seats and ensure that those people know what they're supposed to be doing. It also enabled us to recognize where we had some gaps. Having Appian as a part of our organization helped us identify a need for what we call the Appian execution team. Kind of like Appian superheroes within our organization. Our business partners rely on the Appian execution team to answer questions. They're a phone call away, and they really act as the conduit between the tool, the platform, the technologies, and our business processes. They're a trusted partner. Our Appian execution team hosts weekly office hours, similar to what most of us had in college. They also identify areas where we have training and learning gaps, and they host those trainings. They understand how our business operates and helps to translate that into the different platforms that we have alongside Appian. We also would not be successful without the people that we have next to us. I didn't just steal the one team, one dream mindset from one of my Peloton instructors, I promise you that, but I think when I think about Appian and the people around it, I think about it as trying to find a lifelong partner. Someone who supports you, challenges you, and is in it for the long haul. We've found that in PwC, and when we embarked on our journey, we wanted a partner who was gonna be there in the trenches with us, helping us each step of the way. We've also found it in how we've structured our teams within the Neuberger Private Markets Group. One of the greatest compliments I get is when someone just looks at me and says, wait, you're all not on the same team? When they're referring to the fact that our technology team, our operations team, and our business teams all collectively are working as one. And I had a really proud moment yesterday when one of our PwC colleagues was sitting in sessions with us and brainstorming about how we can make our organization better. We're truly one team, and I wouldn't be standing up here if it wasn't for that mindset. And then there's always the concept of ongoing progress, not perfection. As a COVID bride, this last one hits very close to home. Doesn't matter how much planning, coordination, or dreaming you put into something, you cannot control what's going on in the world. We had a similar experience with our Appian applications at Neuberger. But one of the benefits is we've learned that Appian isn't going to always give us the silver bullet solution and solve our problems on the first try, but it's going to be there to help us grow. And with Appian, we've started to realize how we can make ourselves better. How do we make our processes better, our people better? How do we integrate our technology better? And so when we moved away from this idea of this perfect solution that was going to solve all of our problems, we really started to appreciate the benefits of a platform like Appian. As I mentioned, we've only been on this Appian journey for a little over 18 months. We're still in the early stages, and I am very excited to see where our organization takes Appian next. Our biggest focus in the next few months is taking our 2 existing applications and making them even better. Progress, not perfection. I imagine we'll continue to make enhancements in those applications for many months and years to come. We want to get our teams up on mobile now that they're traveling again. We want to expand our integrations so we can truly achieve straight-through processing for our core business activities. And as I've dubbed 2022, the year I kill the spreadsheet, we're going to continue focusing on ways we can remove manual processes, activities, and reports. and Appian's going to help us do that. User adoption is always at the top of mind, and I had some really meaningful conversations with a lot of you sitting in this room yesterday around how we can continue to enhance user adoption, especially in financial services. It's one of my biggest priorities and something that we will be for sure focusing on in the year to come. And as far as other Appian applications, I'm not sure we're quite ready yet for App 3. Hopefully by then we can start thinking of more creative names to name our Appian applications. But I am certain that whatever it is, it's going to be a game changer for our organization. Thank you.